Good, okay?
Heavenly Father, up above.
If you don't get this shit right, I'm gonna fucking kick your ass.
Go to hell where you belong, you son of a bitch!
Let's go! Go! I can't wash the dishes right now!
Do you want some money? Luckily, I got a game for you that's way too messy. But don't get too chummy, cause you ain't the only contendee who loves money. The winner of I Love Money will walk away with some illustrious prizes such as a coveted spot in the DH1 Hall of Fame and a cash prize of up to $100,000. Results may vary. So what are we waiting for? Let's bounce some checks.
Hi.
Hello, I'm Erin. For those just tuning in, I was on season 8 and 11 of I Love Money, and I'm here with the Thunder from Down Under, Jess. I love that Jess told you that.
I know. I can't with that. Not the
It's
Thunder from
iconic.
Down Under.
Okay, so you're recently eliminated, unfortunately. So can you walk us through what happened tonight?
Honestly, I had a feeling it might have been me because just with everything that happened in the main chat, Julius was popping off saying he was going off saying me and Lucy were targeting him or something. I don't even know. He was just going crazy in the chat. Literally, he was being so dramatic. I'm sorry. He was trying to throw us majorly under the bus. And I think honestly, it kind of just got blamed a lot on me when I was not the only person who said his name. I say now I did say his name, but I wasn't the only person who said his name. And that definitely wasn't the only name that was being said. But honestly, I think it all just got pinned on me. I was honestly really hoping that Johnny was going to win Paymaster, not Julius. I think then I would have been okay. I mean, it depends. Yeah, I really did not want Julius to win Paymaster, so when he went, I was like, damn.
Who was saying Julius's name that you heard it from?
I mean, I heard it from a few people. It wasn't just me. I mean, I said, a lot of people were saying his name. I don't really want to throw certain people under the bus because I know they're still,
I mean, was it basically everyone except for Jarvis? Because Jarvis volunteered himself, so we can safely assume it wasn't him.
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
Even Cheyenne?
Oh no, not Cheyenne or Shelby did mention it, I think. Well, she didn't necessarily disagree when I said it. I mentioned it as an option to her, and she didn't, necessarily shut it down. I think at this point there weren't a lot of people in the game, so I think everyone was kind of just saying a lot of names. So I feel honestly it probably got brought up more than once by honestly a few people. I wasn't the only one who kind of said it.
Why do you think it was blamed on you and Lucy specifically?
I think people were just throwing us under the bus. I know Shelby threw me under the bus a bit. I think Kyra threw me under the bus. This is what I was told. Kind of pinning it on us two, me and Lucy, saying that we were the ones that said it. When we weren't the only ones that were bringing it up as an idea, because I was just well, Julius is kind of a threat. He's someone that people wouldn't really think he is, but
Mm-hmm. Did Kyra say his name too?
Well, I think I mentioned it to her. She didn't say it. No, I don't think she said the name.
All right. So after tonight, who do you feel most betrayed by?
The most betrayed by. I mean, maybe Julius. I mean, that's kind of obvious, but I did save him that one time I was Paymaster. And I kind of had a feeling he was going to take me out. I think Debbie was probably a bit too obvious. And I think that they're probably just going to try and use Debbie for whatever. I don't think they're really, I just think they're going to use her. And I think that they knew that they probably couldn't really, I guess, use me in that sense. Because, clearly I was saying their names. I know I said Jarvis's name, and Julius and Jarvis are close, so I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think they're a duo?
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
They definitely are. Yeah.
So the votes came in. There was no ties. There was no thrown votes. Who were you shocked most by through the votes tonight?
Well, I mean, the thing is that no one was really saying any names apart from like, well, Jarvis volunteered to go in, so I was like, okay, I'm not mad about that. And then no one was really saying anything. I think Cheyenne or Jarvis said my name, which I kind of expected they were gonna go after me. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not just gonna not say anything. Like, of course, I'm gonna try and put someone else up with me. And Johnny and the others kind of weren't saying any names. I don't think they said any names. So I was like, okay, well, Cheyenne, she's a threat. I thought that people might put a vote on her. She's a huge threat, and because she wins a lot of comps and stuff. And I thought maybe that was gonna work, but people they just weren't gonna do it. Like, no matter what I said, they just weren't going with it.
Do you think if Cheyenne went in the box tonight, she would have gone home?
Honestly, I don't think so. I mean, Julius did tell me that he did somewhat think that Cheyenne was a threat. I swear, I remember we had a chat and he did say that once. Like, he was like agreeing with me when I brought it up. Not to like throw him under the bus, but like,
He voted you out. Who cares?
right, literally. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, I think he might have chosen Debbie out of those three, only because I know that Julius kept saying that he was going after Debbie, which is like, if you're going after Debbie, then why'd you take out me? Like, what?
Yeah.
But I think honestly, he maybe just thought that I was more of a threat. I'm just gonna go with that. I don't know.
Yeah. And so now there's 8 people left. Who do you think out of those 8 are the biggest threats right now?
I think it's pretty obvious that Shelby is obviously a big threat. She's very smart. I love her, but she's so smart. And she kept saying to me that she had my back and all this stuff. And maybe she did, but that's just not really what I was being told. Because I know that whenever I was saying stuff to her, I would hear from someone else that it was being said to other people. I'm like, oh, like, why are you saying that you're trustworthy when you're doing stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like everyone kind of knows that like at this point that she's not super trustworthy. I would say maybe Kyra, because I love her too, but she's almost too likable, and I think that people might just not want to get her out just because you'd feel bad for doing it because it's Kyra, like you can't not like her, and I think she's definitely smarter than she portrays. Because I remember we made a plan and she said she was going to go with it and she didn't go with it. So I would say she's definitely smarter than she comes across. So I think people should be wary of that. Who else? Other than that, maybe Jarvis. I mean, I think Jarvis is also someone who's definitely smarter. I mean, I honestly didn't even know he was like playing the game until like the last one when he came at me. I'm like, okay, Jarvis, where did this come from? But I think he's definitely someone who could kind of like go under the radar and then definitely take people out and people wouldn't even realize. Because yeah, so I'd say maybe him as well. And then also Cheyenne. I feel like I already said that before, the whole challenge thing, but yeah.
Who do you think is the least threatening then?
The least threatening, I hate saying this, maybe Debbie. If you're watching this, Debbie, love you, but I would say, she kind of said it herself. She's not really a threat. Don't get me wrong, I do love her. And I think she is definitely good at the game. But I would say at this point, from what it seems, I would say she is probably like, yeah, I would say.
Mm-hmm. So the people we haven't mentioned so far, let's just go through. So how do you feel like Jarvis's game is right now?
Well,
wait,
like I said,
Jarvis. Sorry. Let's go to Johnny.
with Johnny.
Yeah.
I mean, me and Johnny had some good chats. I really like Johnny. The only thing is sometimes I feel like Giraffe said something like when you talk with him, it's like you're talking to a brick wall. But like I wouldn't say it was that bad. Yeah, I wouldn't say it was that bad, but sometimes I felt like if I was talking to Johnny, he wouldn't really give me a lot back. But in saying that, we did have really good chats. I'm not gonna lie, like we really did have good chats, and I think he's really good at challenges, so maybe that makes him a threat. But I think people are kind of already starting to think about that anyway. But yeah, I like him, but I think he's definitely a threat, and could definitely go under the radar, like I said with Jarvis. I think. Yeah.
And then let's do Lucy next.
I love Lucy. I think I felt really bad for her. You know, the whole thing she was going through today, like, with her, her condition, like the illness, or the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I felt really bad for her, but she still did the challenge. I'm like, damn, okay. In terms of gameplay, I think she's playing a really good game. And yeah, I don't really have anything to say other than I love her, and I think she's playing a really good game.
And then the last one we haven't mentioned yet is Julius.
Julius, I honestly, the thing with Julius, I think I said this to someone, is he's so unpredictable. I mean, he really is. He's just so unpredictable. You don't know what you're gonna get when you like talk to Jarvis. Not Jarvis, Julius.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I think everyone thought he was gonna take out Debbie because that's what he said. He said his target was Debbie, and then he takes out me. But I honestly think he just did that because of that whole thing in the chat when he just like blew everything up. And I honestly said, I said to him, I was like, I didn't think he needed to do that. He could have just came to me in our chats, and we would have talked about it, and I would have told him whatever, we would have just discussed it. I think that would have been better than what he did, which was pretty much just like accuse me and Lucy in the chat. And I would just say that just makes him really unpredictable in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I just think it's hard to work with someone like that who takes things so like to heart. I don't know. I wouldn't say to heart, but I mean, he's a good person. Like I said, we did have really good chats, and he seems like a good person. But in terms of the game, he's so unpredictable. But yeah.
So just to clarify for the viewers, so what had happened with the chat, and I don't see the chat, so I'm just gonna from what you're saying, it's he just messaged Lucy and Just H are saying my name.
Oh no, but yeah, basically he wrote this like whole thing. I literally woke up and I was like, oh my God, why is Skype like popping off? Like what?
Mm-hmm.
He wrote this whole thing saying that I don't even know. He was just like accusing me and Lucy of going after him and like saying his name and saying that a few people had told him that. It was really out of the blue, and I don't think it was really necessary. And then this like whole drama kind of started where people were kind of just saying what everyone else was saying and kind of throwing everyone under the bus. And I know I kind of got thrown under the bus by a few people, which isn't great, but couldn't really do anything about it. Yeah, it was just really unnecessary. I don't think it needed to happen like that.
Why do you think people were throwing specifically you? Do you think you were the biggest threat in the game at the time?
I mean, I don't think I would say I was the biggest threat. I would say I was probably one of the only people who was actually trying to throw names out there. A lot of people weren't really saying names. I was like, okay, screw it. I'll just say name. I don't really care. So I was saying I said a few names, to be honest. I did say Julius is one of the names. And I think that kind of just got back to me, I guess. Maybe I told a few people that. I was like, I don't really have anything to lose. Like, we have to say name, I was like, whatever. And he wasn't even the only name I said anyway. It wasn't like I was like, has to be Julius. Like, it wasn't like that. He was just something I brought up as like an option. Because like I said, there wasn't really a lot of people to go off anyway. So I was like, right. I think people just kind of use that against me. And even though I wasn't the only one who said it, I was the one that kind of got pushed onto, I guess. And Lucy.
I'm assuming the other name was one of the other names was Shelby, or not? Sorry, Cheyenne.
Yeah, I did say her name a few times.
So it was Cheyenne, Julius. Is there any other names you threw out?
I think it was Jarvis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's his name. But like I said, I wasn't the only person who was saying the name, so it wasn't all on me. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm.
What would you say is your biggest regret in the game?
My biggest regret? I don't know, actually. Maybe I was with the wrong people. I don't know. I mean, some of them I love, don't get me wrong. I think they know who they are. But I think maybe I trusted a few people, maybe I shouldn't have. And maybe I think I said some things to people that I shouldn't have. And maybe that kind of just found its way back to me. And that's probably why I'm here right now. I mean, I wouldn't say that's the only reason, because at the end of the day, you do have to say names. Like, it is a game. And it's kind of hard if you say something to someone that it's not going to somehow find its way back to you. But yeah, I would say maybe there's a few people I shouldn't have trusted, but yeah.
Okay, so those are the main questions I have for you. So we're gonna take this time, and you're gonna, I hope if you're comfortable with, say any final thoughts you have. And during this time, we're gonna ask the chat. I'm gonna remind the chat that's watching, ask any questions that you have, and then once you kind of, say anything you want to say, we're gonna go back and we're gonna review the chat. Sounds good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the floor is yours.
So do I just say like anything?
Anything you want. Anything about your gameplay, any thoughts on players, anything.
I mean, honestly, the game was really fun. It was not really what I expected. It's, I've said this to a few people, it's, very different from like Survival or Big Brother. Because you have to do everything like publicly, like their face, which is like really awkward. And I would say it kind of sucked sometimes because I don't think people were really saying names. And yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, I had fun. Starting off on that Nintendo limo, Cody he said to me, he was like, oh, there was like a coin thing, and he said you had to vote like who you thought was like not fitting in, and he said it was me. And he said because of my time zone, you can't make connections like that. And I felt like I proved him wrong because I, made it this far, and I think even though my time zone does suck when it comes to like, when everyone's up and, getting to know everyone, I think I did a good job trying to. I still, formed connections and, got me this far. And, I felt like I did get a little bit screwed over with the teams. Team Tina, we lost Miles and KG, and that was like a whole thing. And then I just fought from there. And then I got put onto that new team, and, me and Giraffes got like, not thrown under the bus, but we were new to the team, so people were kind of just saying us. And I wasn't even there that one time, so I was like, I don't even know how I survived that. But yeah, I'd say it hasn't been an easy path. I don't know if that's the right word. It definitely hasn't been easy to get like to this point. And I think a part of me knew it was getting to the point where I was just kind of losing ally after ally. I was good with Brandon, and he did not need to go that one time. I literally was like, I'm pretty sure I was the paymaster, or the one before that. They had the votes, and like the people I spoke to, we had a plan, and we were going to take out Cheyenne, I'm pretty sure. Unless she won immunity. We were going to take someone out that time. And and I think I was trying to take out Cody. And that's obviously not what happened. I had to take out Alexis, which is fine. But yeah, honestly, other than that, I mean, so yeah, I felt like after losing ally after ally, I was like at a point where I'm like, girl, this isn't going so good. But I didn't like give up. I really did try my best to, form new alliances with people and try and get them on my side. But I just felt like it got to a point where I was like, there's only so much I can do. And yeah, felt a little bit outnumbered, but yeah.
Well, I'm going to read a little bit of support from the chat. So Joseph Boza said, just did a great job. Like Shelby said, everyone has a chance to win. I think from this point on, the eliminations will be hard.
Thank you.
Wheelorama31 says, don't believe anything Shelby says.
Literally, please.
Coin says, hey Jess, Colin here. You are an awesome competitor. Sad we didn't get to work together. And then lastly, we have a question. Oh, do you want to respond to that? Sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, no, just saying thank you, Colin.
Oh, yeah. So then Wheelorama31 has a question saying, Jess, what was your favorite moment of the game?
My favorite moment? Honestly, I have a least favorite moment. No.
Say both. Yeah.
Okay. My least favorite moment, was probably we had to do the 99 bottles challenge. I don't know if you guys know what that is.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. I hated that challenge so much. That was so stressful for like no good reason. And we were there for like a while, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember how long it was like our team went for. But that was so stressful. I literally hated that. And like we got down to 13 and I messed up and I was like, oh God, like it was so bad. Oh no, I think it was like 14. I messed up. I was like, oh, like, why did I do that? But honestly, looking back at that, it was kind of funny. But in the moment, it was not funny. But, and I would say my favorite moment, I think I had a lot of favorite moments. Maybe the level up challenge. That was really fun to do. Or I don't know actually what else I would say. Maybe that or yeah, honestly, or maybe winning Paymar. So that was pretty cool. I honestly didn't think I was going to win that. The coin thing, I was like, oh, I don't know how I did that. But I think I had a lot of great moments and, everyone was really fun. So yeah, I'd say I don't know if I could even pick one. Like I had a lot of fun moments.
Hi, Shelby. Cheryl. Sorry. Sorry, Cheryl. I know it's you. I just wanted to say your username, but hi, Cheryl. Colin says, never want to hear that song again. And then Colin also says, it's okay, Jess, we forgive you. And we knocked it out afterwards.
Agree. I hated that challenge.
So as the audience knows, I'm going to remind them there's a double tonight. So tonight's going to be, we kind of ran through the questions a little bit, but you answered them very concise. So we didn't really need to hone in on anything. So I think this is a good point to end it. Again, this is your time. If you want to say more, you can. But do you feel good? Do you feel like you've said everything?
Yeah, I would say I feel like I've said mostly everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'm good with what I said.
Okay. Yeah. So then we're just going to conclude it here tonight, and we're going to see you back in the jury. Congrats, you're the 4th member of the jury, and you're going to have a deciding factor on either 3rd or 2nd. Yeah, I mean like 2nd/1st place. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It depends on that last little bit. So I just want to thank you again. You were a joy.
Thank you.
We loved watching you, and thank you for your time here tonight.
Thank you for having me. Love this.
Okay, so now we gotta text Dylan. End it, please. And we can just sit here and enjoy each other's presence. Jess,